You may wonder what it feels like to live life without having friends. Are there really people who don't have friends? They don't have close friends in their circle. They just live life the way it is. They don't have people to confide in. They are just always on their own. Yes, and one of such persons is the beautiful lady sitting down in front of you. Hi, beautiful people. My name is Victory. If you're just seeing me for the first time, it's so lovely to have you on my channel. And if you've been here before, thank you so much for stopping by again to watch another video. Without wasting much of your time, let's just dive right into the video. So we're talking about friendships today, and in particularly, I'm going to be talking about female friendship, female close friendships, what we call besties. Um, I Over the years, I have seen ladies build solid relationships with each other. I've seen friend groups. I've seen ladies, stick up for each other. One thing that I notice most about female friendships is that it starts off good and it ends off really ugly. And that made me, start questioning the need to have friends. Using myself as a case study, I'll give you a bit of a background story of what actually destroyed my trust in having friends, and pursuing close relationships with females and even anybody at all. So back in my uni days, I used to have a best friend. This was the person that I first talked to when I just stepped into uni. So we became friends. We used to be a group of three. It was her and one other girl when I met them. The other girl was somebody that I knew from uni. She was the one that even said, "Oh, come around, come and meet this person." That is how I met the girl that later became my best friend in uni. I think around the third month of our friendship, that girl who later became my best friend, should I give them a name? I would say Lady A is the person that introduced me to Lady B. So Lady B now became my best friend. And at some point, we had to remove Lady A from the friendship group because Lady B did not like Lady A. She felt like Lady A was limiting her, and there was just a lot of drama going on because I used to know Lady A from secondary school and we didn't have a friendship as such. I wasn't keen on building a friendship with Lady A, so I decided to go with Lady B. So myself and Lady B, we became best friends. Along the line of our friendship, I think about 3 to 4 months after we had, ended our friendship with Lady A, Lady B brought another lady that I would call Lady C. So Lady C shared the same name with Lady B. So they were, let's say, if Lady B's name was Kate, Lady C's name was also Kate, and they got to know each other from church, you know. So Lady B was like, "I know this girl, this Lady C, she's an amazing person. I would like to introduce her to you." That's how Lady B introduced me to Lady C, and it became a friendship of three people. I never really had that bond with Lady C because my kind of person is that for me to be friends with you, our spirits have to click. But because this person was introduced to me by Lady B was the person that my spirit clicked with to be friends with. But because Lady C and Lady B had already formed a friendship, I had no other option than to let Lady C into our friendship. And what happened after that, I saw a dynamics where it now became a friendship of three people. But in that friendship of three people, there was a stronger bond between two people. And the bond was between Lady B and Lady C. And don't forget, Lady B used to be my best friend. It's something that built up over time. It was just building up. I was seeing the signs, I was seeing the wonders. I just decided not to pay attention to it. But after about 2 years of being in that friendship, it was no longer deniable that they had built a very solid bond, and I just had to be the tag along friend. And that's why I always discourage a friendship of three people. I feel like in a friendship of three people, there will always be somebody that I call the tag along friend. The tag along friend is that friend who isn't really in the friendship, because let's be honest, in a friendship of three people, two people will always be closer to each other, and those two people will just carry that third person along. But there will be secrets those two people will share that sometimes they will not let the tag along friend know. Or if the tag along friend knows, it will be later on when, it's not even relevant anymore. So I was that tag along friend at that point in time. And this happened for a space of 5 years. So because Lady B and myself were in the same uni and in the same class, our friendship will only blossom when we are together. That was in the early years of our friendship. That was like in the first, second year, in the third year. But when we are in the space where it had to involve Lady C, because I now started attending the church of Lady B and C. So when we are together in the church, they would tag along as friends. So people knew them more as friends rather than me with them as friends. So I was a tag along friend, and that really affected me in ways that I did not really imagine that it could affect me. It affected my ability to build trust. It affected my ability to love somebody, in capacity of friendship. It affected me in such a way that I have now developed that fear of being hurt by anybody. I don't want to be in a situation where I find myself developing a bond with you in friendship, and at the end of the day you treat me the way I was treated in that friendship. I have grieved that friendship, I have learned from that friendship, and I have moved on from that friendship. I'm only sharing it to give you an insight of what I mean by having a three people friendship, and is it possible for three people to have a friendship? That is the focus of this video, and I'm going to be speaking more on females. I don't believe that three people can have a good friendship. I feel like somebody will always be left out. I feel like somebody in the friendship would not have like the cord will not be strong enough to hold the three of them together. They will always, it's just a natural thing for two people to tilt more towards themselves than the three people tilting more towards themselves. So there will be always somebody who will tag along in the friendship. With that being said, do I value friendships? Is friendship something that I will recommend, for women? I feel like friendship for women is very important. Even though I'm speaking to you and I will tell you that I don't have close friends, but I cannot deny the fact that friendship for women is very important. As a woman or as women, it's important that we have a network of other women that we can trust. And why am I saying this? There are times in your life where we need somebody. We all need somebody at some point. There are sometimes in your life you have things that you're dealing with. You don't want to share it with your immediate family. I know some people will say, I have a close friendship with my mom. I have a close friendship with my siblings. I don't really need friends. But there are times where you'll be going through things in your life and you want to share, but you don't want to share it with your family. You don't want to share it with your sister. You don't want to share it with your mother. You want to share it with your friend. You want to share it with another female who is not a family member that would understand you in ways that maybe your parents would not understand you. There are certain things you want to say that you may not want your siblings or your parents, who you claim to have a very close friendship with, to hear. And I found myself in situations like that. There are nights or days where I'm feeling down and I want to talk to somebody so bad. I want another female, that I can tell things the way it is. I want to say it as raw as possible. I believe that friendship is a beautiful thing. If you manage to find a good friend, now being in my 30s and considering all that I've gone through, is friendship something that I would still like to pursue? I find myself running away from friends now. Yeah. When somebody is trying to come close to me or trying to form a friendship with me, I would allow it to a certain point. But when I see that it's becoming serious, I tend to pull back away from it. And I feel like this is like a trauma response, because I feel, okay, this person is coming into my life. I will start to fall in love with them. I will start to trust them. We may end up building, a close-knit friendship. Do I want to get hurt? Do I want to have my trust broken along the line? Is this person actually who they are posing to be now, or they're just trying to come into my life, make me trust them, make me like them, and at the end of the day, break my trust? That's always is at the back of my mind. And as such, I just find myself pulling back. And sometimes they can't really understand this. I have seen the disappointments in their face when I, just end what we have or what we are trying to build. I can see that disappointment, and sometimes I can see that resentment, because when people get to come close to me, they actually like me. They are like, oh, I didn't know this was the kind of person that you are. I don't want to blow my trumpet. It's not going to be about me, But then I cut that bond, that thing that we're building. It's always very disappointing. I'm open to finding, friendships, especially female friendships. I'm open to finding it, but I feel like it has to happen very naturally. it is what it is at the end of the day. Nonetheless, I still feel that friendships are a beautiful thing. Female friendships actually are a very beautiful thing. I feel like female friendships, when you find the right females in your circle, it's a bliss, you know. You have people that you can trust for life, people you can bank on, people that you know that when you call upon these people, they're going to show up for you. It is an amazing feeling, and I would love to experience that soon. And I'm praying, I'm actually asking God to help me, you know, not only find friendships, but find friendships that are meaningful and friendship that will be long lasting and will be impactful to me physically, spiritually, in my well-being, in every aspect of my life, and I can be meaningful and useful to them as well, because it's a two-way street. I can pour into them as well as they will pour into me. Thank you so much for watching this video. And if you've been through situations where you've had funny episodes with friends and now you are at a point where you can no longer trust friends, comment and tell me a bit about your story. And if you also have something to tell me to cheer me up and, you know, give me that boost, like, hey, girl, go get that friend, you know, tell me also in the comment section. I actually want to hear from you guys. Thank you so much, and I will see you in my next video. Until then, I remain Victory. Do not forget to like, to share, and subscribe to the channel if you have enjoyed my video, and I will see you in the next one. Thank you so much for watching, and until then, it's a bye from me. Bye bye.